What is up, everybody? It is your man Brian back with you for another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Knight V1 and Talos V1 from Smoant out of China. Okay, little single 18650 device, 1 to 60 watts, does temperature control in nickel, titanium, and stainless steel. Let me grab the papers really quick. It is 1 to 60 watts, 0.5 to 7 volts, nickel, titanium, stainless steel, as I said. It'll fire down to 0.1 to 3 ohms in variable voltage and variable wattage, 0.1 to 0.3 in Ni200, 0.1 to 1 ohm in titanium, 0.1 to 1 ohm in stainless steel. You got 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 to 300 degrees Celsius in temp control. It's made of a zinc alloy with ceramic baking. It is 83 millimeters tall, 25.5 millimeters wide, and 50.5 millimeters long. Okay, so you got 83, 25.5, and then 50.5. Okay, and what else? Okay, and the we're gonna go down and I'm gonna show you everything. Okay, I just did the review a second ago, but there were some things that I felt that I left out, so I'm redoing it. Okay, now on this paper it says it has anti-dry burning warning. Okay, if your coil's dry, it has that warning. It has low battery protection. If the battery is below 3.4 volts, it'll display low battery. It has a too hot warning, and it has a too low power setting while in variable voltage, variable wattage mode. If the power setting is not fit for the resistance, the ohm display will flash. Okay, so it has reverse polarity protection, overheating protection, low voltage protection, overload, short circuits protection, overtime protection. It does have warranty, but it says our product is not warranted for human error. It is warranted only for products purchased from authorized vendors, whatever that means. It tells you about the warranty, 90 days, blah blah blah. And it has a couple things that display on the screen, like no atomizer, shorted, low resistance, and too high of a resistance. So yeah, that's what the mod does. Now for the Talos V1, the tank, this little guy right here, and I'll show you all of that down in the up close. Okay, you do have a removable 510 drip tip. It gives you a little shorty drip tip in the mod. It does have top fill. They give you a 0.5 Clapton coil Canthal, pre-installed in the tank, and they give you in the goodie bag a 0.5 ohm titanium coil in the goodie bag, along with the RBA section that looks just like a Kangertech sub-tank mini RBA, and this is interchangeable with the sub-tank mini coils. Okay, the tank is without this strip tip, just with the metal. From top to bottom it's 40.5, and this way it's 22 millimeters. It is made of 304 stainless steel with a Pyrex tube that is not removable. This center piece is all one piece, and I'll show you that down in the up close. Okay, the coils are made of 100% Japanese organic cotton and USA made Canthal. And then they sell 0.5 Clapton coils, 0.5 stainless steel 316 coils, 0.5 titanium coils, dual Canthal coil, 0.3 ohms, and they give you an RBA section. So let me pause this. I'll show you what you get in the little goodie bag. They did not send this to me in a box. They sent it to me in bubble wrap, but everything that is in the kit they sent me. They just did not send me the packaging. I guess they ran out of sample box packaging, which is fine. I don't need the packaging. So let me dive down. We'll show you everything up close, and then we'll get out of here, okay? Alright guys, so here we are down bottom with the Night V1 by Smoant. I'm going to move my camera forward just a little bit. Okay, now here's the tank. Let's go ahead and go over the tank first. I'll break it down for you really quick since there's pretty much nothing to a tank. Alright, this is the drip tip that they included in the goodie bag. Alright, in the goodie bag with the RBA section, you inside the goodie bag you get a 0.5 ohm titanium coil, which I think they should put different O-rings on the titanium coil, because the 0.5 ohm Clapton coil they give you also has a red O-ring on it, so maybe black for the Clapton and Canthal coils or something like that. But anyway, this is the little bit of screwdriver you get. You do get a USB cable for onboard charging. This is not the goodie bag that it came in, okay? It came in a airtight sealed goodie bag, and it had the RBA section, which is inside the tank. And then they give you some spare O-rings, the little blue screwdriver, and the drip tip and the titanium coil, okay? So removable shorty drip tip. You can use your own 510 drip tip in here, but if your drip tip's long, it's going to look really funny looking. So anyway, or you can use this as a drip tip, but I wouldn't use this as a drip tip. It's really it's knurled to give you grip to take off the top section for the top fill, and it just doesn't feel like it will be comfortable on your lips, okay? So this is your top fill, alright? And it's deep down in there, but you have no problems getting a pointed bottle in there, or a eyedropper thing. Alright, so this is your top cap, okay? Now, I don't know if this will pick it up, but you can see right here it's flat, and that's for when you screw this back down. It'll let the air pressure come out of the top, so it doesn't push your juice out of down here. So let's go ahead and set that off to the side, and we'll go ahead and take this base off. This does have adjustable airflow. What happens on one side does happen on the other, and this thing is easy to move, but it is tight enough to where when you set your airflow, if you were to put this in a book bag or your pocket, it will not move on you, okay? And it does have a pin down in there for it to stop. As you can see, I cannot go any further, and if you go any further when the tank stops, you will start to unscrew your base. Alright, so here's the base. We'll go ahead and set that down. This is all one piece, so you cannot replace this glass. If you have this running on another mod and you drop it and you break this glass, your tank is screwed. There's nothing you can do. Go ahead and buy another one, because there's nothing you can do about it. Alright, so this is your RBA section, and it is the exact same thing as a Kanger RBA section. They just put Smoant on it. RBA, and I know my camera is not going to pick that up, but right on there it says Smoant RBA. I know it ain't going to pick it up, but maybe you can make it out. But anyway, this is your base, okay? On the bottom of it, the only thing you got is the China export thing and some, I don't even know what the hell that is, recycled material or something like that. But anyway, and when you work on this base, it's easy to work on for anybody that's owned a sub-tank mini out there and has worked on the RBA base. You know how easy these things are to work on. However, working on this one, it's kind of a pain, because you cannot screw this RBA base all the way down, because as you'll notice, when you have this screwed all the way down, the screw that you have to loosen to take this top barrel off is seated down inside of here. So you have to either hold it and work on it, or just what I did was screw in there just enough to where the screw is where I can get my screwdriver in it and work on it, and then screw it all the way down when I'm done, okay? So let me go ahead and set that off to the side. Let me get the juice off of my hands. Now let's go from top to bottom with this guy, okay? This is your battery cap. You do have that top piece with venting. However, when you put this cap on, it plugs them holes up, and I don't know how your battery's supposed to vent like that. They do not have any battery venting down here. And you put your positive side down in this thing. So if for some reason, and the threads on this are buttery smooth, there's these threads on this cap are nice, very nice and smooth. But anyway, this goes in positive side down. No, this is not a unwrapped battery. This is a clear wrap on this battery. So it is just a clear wrap. But anyway, your positive side goes down in there, and there's no venting on the bottom. So if for some reason the protections on this box were to not work and your battery was to vent, it's going to go straight at your face. And with this being plugged by that rubber cap, I am not sure if it will give it enough venting or anything, but that's neither here nor there. If your battery vents, the only place that battery has to go is up and shoot right at your face. So I think that there should be some venting down on the bottom, but that's just my opinion. But nonetheless, it is a very nice mod for a single 18650, okay? Now, down in there, you got your 510 connection. This is spring-loaded. It is very, very nice spring-loaded. Nice and springy. Everything sits nice and flush on there. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm looking at the camera and doing this at the same time, but anyway, as you can see, it is nice and springy. Okay, so you can, everything fits nice and flush on there. And I have put my Aromomizer V1 in here, and it fits nice and flush, and it will accommodate it. Now, the Talos V1 is a 22 millimeter tank, and I know that the Aromomizer V1 is a 23 millimeter, so I know it will at least fit up to a 23 millimeter, and there it is, screwed all the way down, nice and flush, as you can see. And I don't know if you can see beside that tank where the cage is, but there's still a little room to spare. You might be able to fit a 24 millimeter down in there, but I don't have a 24 millimeter tank. The only tank I have bigger than that is the Supreme, and that's 25 millimeters, and I'm not going to try that. So anyway, down in there, you'll notice that you got that little black Allen key. That's a 1.5 millimeter or whatever, 1.5 millimeter Allen key, I believe. It is 1.5, but I don't know if it's 1.5. Anyway, it's 1.5 Allen key. Okay. So what that's there for is, if you screw a tank down on here and your airflow is somehow jammed up back here and you're feeling restrictive airflow, you unscrew this and you can spin this thing. You could spin this 510 base counterclockwise and adjust for your airflow, but it is a pain in the ass because when you loosen this up, you have to adjust and then screw your tank down and then see if your airflow is right, and then try and hold the front of this with your fingertip and then unscrew your tank if it's right, and try not to move this thing when you go to unscrew your tank, because if it moves, then you have to readjust, and this thing, it can be a pain in the ass to adjust. So what I suggested was maybe just have like a little wheel or something like right here where you can just take your finger and slide it across and adjust it while the tank is already screwed down. That way you don't have to keep fiddling and taking your tank on and off and on and off and on and off and tightening the screw and unloosening it and all that crap. So anyway, let's go ahead and put our battery back in here. Positive side down. We'll put this cap back on. And if you have fat fingers and you can't get your fingers down in this guy really good and get that cap off. When you have this rubber cap on, you can push down on the rubber cap and use the rubber cap to take that battery door or battery cap or whatever in the heck you want to call it off. Okay, so anyway, here's your fire button. You do have your up and down buttons. There's the screen, but let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and turn that off for the time being. But anyway, that's your screen. And on the side of it, you got right there Smoant Night V1. On the bottom, you have your China export thing, and again, you have your little recycle guy, I guess is what that is. And then you got 2 screws if you want to take this thing apart or something like that. I'm not going to take it apart. You have your onboard charging, which does have pass-through. However, if you are in your car or something like that, and your battery is dying and you need to charge this up and you throw it on the USB charger, be mindful that you are not using the power that is coming through this USB charger. You're going to fully drain your battery before the pass-through kicks in, so just be mindful of that. But I will tell you this, when your battery is completely dead on this thing, it does get very good battery life, but when your battery is completely dead on this thing, I have killed this battery all the way down to the point where it is blinking, just because I wanted to test out the charging, and it does charge fully back up within a half an hour to 45 minutes, so it does charge very, very fast. So yeah, that is that. So nothing else on the side except your screen, nothing on the back. We've looked at all the other pieces, so let's go over the screen really quick. Alright, I think it's this way, but anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns it on. Okay, I had it upside down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns it on. Let's do that again so you can see what happens. Alright, so it flashes on like that, Smoant Night V1, and then it goes into whatever. I had clicked it 3 times before I turned it off, and then that's why it came up into the mode section. But anyway, let's go. Screw it. Let's go over the temperature mode first, alright? So, right now, we're in temperature mode, okay? And let me see if this camera's picking this up. Alright, so, now we're picking that up a little bit better, okay? So, in temperature mode only, well, not only, but in temperature mode, up and down, if you push up and down buttons at the same time, it will allow you to set your resistance, okay? And fire and up, hold them together, and it will allow you to switch your joules, okay? It does go from 10 to 60 joules, and then I just, when you set your joules, you just leave it alone, and it'll switch back to Fahrenheit, and then you can vape away. Don't forget to set your resistance, of course. Lock your resistance, okay? So to get in other modes, you just click it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then you can go to different modes. Oops, I went backwards. Alright, mode 1 is your variable wattage mode, okay? In variable wattage mode, alright, why are you not picking this up? Come on. There you go. Alright, so variable wattage mode, alright? Up and down at the same time will lock your device, okay? Now, as you can see, my device is locked, okay? So unlock it, just keep holding the buttons until that thing pops up, and then it'll go back to your numbers, and then you're unlocked. Up and down in power mode will allow you to flip your screen. So when you go to left mode, just let your buttons go and it'll flip your screen. Right mode, let go, flip your screen. Alright. Down and up doesn't do anything at all, okay? And as you can see, you got your battery level, which mode you're in, your wattage, you got your ohms up top, and the volts you're pulling down on the bottom, okay? Now, 1, 2, 3. You do have variable voltage mode, and it will go from 0.5 up to 7 volts. Okay, and that is it, guys. And then to turn it off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, guys. Alright, so that is all there is to that mod. Let me go ahead and take you back up top really quick. Well, that's it, guys. That is all there is to the Smoant Knight V1 and Talos V1 kit. I have not seen this anywhere for sale yet. I have seen one site that had it that I had Googled this, and the one site I saw that had it was 101 Vape, I believe, and the price that they had it on their site for was $49.99. However, it was still on pre-order. These have not been released yet for sale to the public, I don't believe. They're just getting sent out to reviewers and stuff like that to review. That's all there is to that thing, guys. It's nice and simple. It's geared toward a beginner / intermediate vapor. Like I said, 1 to 60 watts. It does have an RBA section. The Kangertech coils are interchangeable with this thing, and it does have the RBA section that is the same to work on as the Kangertech. Now, this guy is very, very small, okay? And I wanted to do this in the up close, but I forgot. So, this is it next to the Noisy Cricket, okay? For anybody that owns a Noisy Cricket, this is how small this mod is, okay? This is it base to base with the Noisy Cricket, okay? As you can see. It's just a little bit taller with that cap than the Noisy Cricket. Same kind of width. The Knight is just a little bit wider. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's how small this mod is. And for any of you that own a cuboid with the battery in it, it's just about as heavy as a cuboid. So it is nice and hefty. Does not feel like it's made cheaply. It does not feel like it's going to break. The finish that they have on this thing is really durable. It doesn't scratch up. So, I don't know what kind of finish they have on here. It said baked ceramic or something like that. So, yeah. But that's it, guys. Let's get on out of here, okay? Make sure you join Kasab. Fight for your right to vape. Make sure you come over at 11 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday night and check us out on Tommy Vapor's channel. We do a live show over there where we just kick back and unwind from the week. And just hang out and kid around and interact with the audience and all that stuff. Make sure you go to premiumliquids.com and get you some yummy e-juice to go ahead and put in your Talos V1 or whatever you're running inside of your Knight. But what I suggest this mod, yes, to a beginner / intermediate user, because that's what it's geared toward, okay? So, yeah, single 18650, great battery life, and like I said, it charges pretty quick. Have I forgotten anything? Yes, make sure you come over to the vapeshack.net, hang out with us over there in the lounge. Make sure you come over to the vapedom.com, give us some feedback over there. Make sure you check out my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All the links to everything will be down in the description. I'll put a link to Smoant down in the description also. And next up for review, we have the Chiron tank, also sent out by yours truly, Taylor from Smoant. Thank you for sending everything out to me for review. I really do appreciate it. So guys, that's it. Let's get on out of here. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I will see you in the next one. And don't forget, we will be picking winners for the giveaway tonight. So thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.